Hello everyone and welcome to this video tutorial on how to create your own podcast. My name is Daniel and in this video I am going to show you some tips and recommendations that you should follow in order to create a nice and attractive podcast. So without further ado, let's begin. First of all, let's take a look at the characteristics of a podcast. To begin, a podcast should have a length of approximately 5 to 10 minutes. This depends on how much content you would like to include and share in your podcasts. But remember, it is important that your podcast is not too long or too short. Remember that. Now, let's talk about the audio quality. It is important that all voices and sounds in the podcast are clear and neat, so the audience can understand easily what you are trying to communicate. If you don't have a good quality microphone, maybe you should record using your cell phone, and later on, edit your audio using a software such as Audacity or another one similar. Also, make sure to avoid any kind of background noise in order to make your podcast as clear as possible. Remember also that your audience should have easy access to your podcasts. There are many websites where you can easily upload your episodes, for example, SoundCloud or Podomatic. Also, don't forget to include an attractive title and description to your podcast in order to catch people's attention. Now, let's take a look at the organization of the podcast. To begin your podcast, you will need to include an introduction or presentation. You have to tell your audience what your episode will be about, so they don't feel lost while listening to your podcast. After the introduction, you can go ahead and start developing the body or central part of your podcast. Here is where you include the main or principal aspects of your episode. And finally, you should include a brief conclusion or ending to your podcast. Say goodbye to your audience and also invite them to listen to future episodes. Now, let's take a look at how to make your podcast attractive to the audience. It is important to include a slogan or catchy phrase that is easy to remember for everyone. Remember that you want people to remind your episodes wherever they are, similar to advertisements or on TV or on radio programs. Also, try to include some music in your episodes. You can include a little bit of music of your choice as intros and outros in order to make your podcast more attractive and unique. You can also use voice and sound effects in your recordings. At the beginning, it could feel a little bit challenging to include these features into your podcast. But if you experiment little by little, you will make it sound more attractive to everyone. And last but not least, have fun. Remember that the limit is just your imagination, your creativity, and you can personalize your creations as much as you desire. You can include your favorite music, you can create a nice slogan, everything that you would like to include over there, everything that you desire is going to be up to you. But remember to have fun all the time. Thank you for listening, and I will see you on the next one. And Happy creations!